Hey, welcome back to another episode of OUTSIDEIN.
Your go-to source for honest conversations about relationships and marriage.
So if you are ready, let's go. Alright, kita kembali kepada another episode.
Yeah.
And of course, we have with us again our four wonderful ladies
That's
from
right.
Sri Kandi Associates.
Yes.
Yeah, so this podcast brought to you by Sri Kandi Associates. Looking for your first matrimonial house? Planning to upgrade?
Yeah.
Look no further.
Yes, for your property matters, contact Sri Kandi Associates at 8788-3559.
Ya, 8788-3559.
Ya, Sri Kandi.
Jangan tak jadi. Yeah, so hari ini kan, pasal kita ada 4 ladies here with us. Pasal the previous episode, kita ada banyak interaction juga. So this time kita akan meluahkan topik yang mungkin akan menjadi hangat juga.
Yes.
Kita tengok macam mana kita. Pasal of course tadi kita ada discuss kan, how do we get more people to listen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Previously we were talking about parenting, motherhood. But today we are going to talk about Hantaran.
Yeah, 2 topics basically.
And also
The one that we have been avoiding for a long time.
his in-laws.
Yes, pasal kita punya mertua lah. Of course, with that being said, kita bukan nak mengecam mertua ke apa, tidak. Kita mengambil apa iktibar daripada semua cerita yang akan disiarkan pada hari ini.
Yes, and also not all mertua are the same, you know. Some are good, yang
Some are not so
not
good.
so good tu kita buat jadi pelajaran lah.
InsyaAllah. Yeah, so of course the first topic we're going to talk about today, pasal tentang hantaran. Pasal I think hantaran is something yang selalu orang can become a lot of discussion between the younger generation especially
especially and the
yeah. So of course okay, kita go around the table lah. Kita tanya the one question.
I pun.
You pun include dekat lah.
Okay.
Do you believe in hantaran?
Saya dulu ke?
Silakan.
Yeah.
Do I believe in hantaran? Yes and no.
Yeah.
Tak payah.
Ya
Tak payah explain.
Tak baik, kita round question dulu.
Sorry. Kucing saya dia mencakar-cakar.
Dia pun excited dengan topik.
Tapi hantaran, dia pun nak minta hantaran tu. Hantaran makanan kucing.
Okay, Ira, do you believe in hantaran?
Hard to answer. Whether
Okay.
believe or not, it's not a yes or no question.
Okay, so it's more of what will cover the hantaran. What is the purpose of the hantaran?
What's the purpose of the hantaran? Yeah.
Okay, boleh.
Okay, so Ira pula.
TV pula.
If you kasih I, if now, I tak percaya. Tapi
percaya.
satu kali kalau I jadi mother-in-law, jadi mak, anak nak kahwin, tu maybe
Ada
bertukar.
perubahan sikit lah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's point in time lah. Lia
Lia
pula.
pula.
Okay, for me like there's a yes or no, because some parents yang simpan, for example for their girl, maybe they don't even touch. Kita pun tak tahu. Maybe for the rainy days.
Betul.
So yeah,
Emergency funds
correct.
gitu. Okay.
Okay, Liza.
Okay, for me, personally, I don't believe in hantaran lah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you must also question why they do it. Yeah, so maybe your belief is that you think that this hantaran is not important, but actually you should ask the in-laws why they do it. Is it for the benefit of their daughters or what? Yeah.
Betul. Kita nak kena ask that question as well.
So of course, I think maybe I put not put something, but from what I understand or what I was informed when I was younger about hantaran is that pasal hantaran ni dia ditubuhkan pada masa yang dulu, bila usually the ladies punya side, ladies tak bekerja. So this duit hantaran daripada sang suami is to cover the cost for the lady punya side. Something like that lah.
Some I heard besarkan anak dia sampai ke universiti,
Bayar balik dia punya cost dia.
Cover cost, which in all honesty I don't lah. For that reasoning I don't believe. Pasal it's our responsibility as a parent to besarkan anak.
Amanah.
You know, then get the husband to cover back, like
Macam tak syok lah
Then it doesn't
Habis kalau
become,
anak sekolah sampai PhD macam mana?
Makin tinggi lah.
60,000
Ui, mana nak
it becomes like yours.
Putting a value.
Yeah, you're putting a value on your daughter,
Yeah.
and it's like when they want to get married, you're trying to put a price on them.
Sell
It becomes
your
a
daughter.
sales and purchase punya transaction, you know.
I think generally pun I think it's personally also I also feel that it's not really a nice thing kalau kita macam letak harga ke anak kita untuk jual mereka for hantaran per se. But in terms of maybe for nak ikut market rate ke apa, what do you know what is the market
Yeah.
now?
No.
Oh,
No idea.
sekarang dengar-dengar macam dengar-dengar lah macam lebih dari 10.
Lebih dari 10.
There's actually 15. Depending
Yeah.
on the status of the
Education.
parents and all that.
Education as well.
Education.
So in a way kita punya society ada antara mereka yang kirakan put value in terms of their status in monetary terms lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think first and foremost we have to understand that duit hantaran tu bukan wajib, right? It's
Yes,
only
yes.
mas kahwin. So for our case, my mother dia bukan dia tak minta pun, but the purpose is macam Liza cakap tadi, she told me the purpose, she told me the intention behind it is because that dia cakap this money is for you to start your own life. Tapi dia tak bilang apa dia akan buat dengan duit hantaran tu until the very end. My mother gave it back to us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
throughout the whole period when I was saving for the duit hantaran kan, I didn't even know about this intention. So in my mind is knowing from previous my friends semua yang kahwin, aku kasih duit hantaran, kau jangan harap dapat balik lah. So I was prepared, okay, I'm gonna
Macam
save it.
gongkis lah gitu.
Yeah, dia macam investment. Letak
That's it.
bukan investment, letak tak boleh pandang apa, tak boleh tengok balik lah.
yeah, but this one is dependent on all the moms lah kan. Kita tak tahu dia nak ambil ke, dia nak bagi balik ke, we don't know. So this is just one situation. And also I think my mom punya intention is to make sure that I'm with someone who doesn't need to be kaya or anything, but pandai nak save. And it's for the benefit for our marriage and our future as well. So I think kalau intention dia macam gitu, I feel like me kalau I dah besar dah ada anak, as a parent, I would also adopt that mentality. Tapi I takkan letak harga yang gila-gila lah. Macam I don't want to macam have the feeling of like
It'll be a burden to the guy.
Yeah. Pasal kita nak senangkan benda yang halal. Kalau kita menyusahkan, memudaratkan, tak kahwin nanti diorang bermaksiat lagi susah. So I think in a way mungkin kita tengok inflation rate macam mana tu.
But what do you ladies think about that? Using the hantaran to, I wouldn't say measure, but for a lack of a better word, measure your potential anak menantu punya saving habits or anything like that.
Kalau nak cakap pasal measure saving habits, in all honesty, kalau kasih 10,000 nak measure dengan standard of living pun tak cukup.
Betul. Improve lah. Pasal 10,000
Yes.
satu tahun tak cover kot. Kan?
Tak ada cover.
Susah nak cover.
But maybe let's say it's a young couple. So this putting this amount for this hantaran can be a yardstick to see whether they are capable of taking care of your daughter.
Right.
That I mean, if that, then I can understand.
I mean, I'm talking about that. I've ever heard this saying that let's say lah, in the form of seorang suami. Bila suami ni kita nak berkahwin dengan seorang wanita tu, let's say the lady that you're going to marry is living on steak and hash brown and mashed potatoes on a daily, and that is the standard of living. Kita sebagai suami, kita kena be close to, or rather on par as much as possible to their standard of living, in terms of dia punya, pasal family dia, bapak dia dah kurniakan that kind of lifestyle. So sebagai suami kita kena as much as possible match that. But of course,
Mana boleh gitu. Buat kahwin ke gitu?
that's where the communication have to come in lah. Whether or not the lady is willing to reduce the standard of living,
Like tone down sikit lah.
to match the capabilities of the husband punya
Correct.
spending and livelihood.
I guess it's all about sacrifices lah. Marriage is all about sacrifices. Let's say, okay lah, you, like what you say, we live on steak, hash browns, but you may never know rezeki. Kita ada naik, kita ada turun.
Yeah.
So are you trying to say that besok laki kau jatuh, you're gonna leave, bye bye.
So that's where I have I think few months ago we had a story submitted. Exactly that. They've been living on the high life. Husband kena buang kerja, wife lari.
Gitu.
So which was which is exactly what we were talking about lah. Kalau let's say dia tak boleh terima dengan naik turun seorang suami punya hidup ke apa, then will you be able to understand and
But the
sacrifice?
wife after that kerja ke tu lari je?
Lari. Bawa lari anak, according to the story lah, bawa lari anak dia, then leave the husband alone. Pasal the husband kena buang kerja.
Soalannya yang dia kahwin hantaran dia berapa?
Kita tahu. Mungkin tinggi lah kan pasal macam gitu.
But I think what Era said really made me think. Because like I said right, macam my intention is to macam make sure that this man really can jaga my daughter, right? But life throws you curveball.
Yeah,
Dia macam if you put so much pressure at that point of time leading up to the wedding to collect duit hantaran kan, dia macam semangat untuk save duit tu je, but then we don't know whether this will continue in the marriage, right? Yeah, so kalau macam in that situation then tiba-tiba tak ada duit ni macam mana?
Tu siapa punya salah tu?
Correct. Because I do have like buyer who save duit kahwin. Okay. Then kena buang kerja. Kira macam dah
nak sampai end point of kahwin tu lah.
So kena fikir lah. Oh, is the hantaran more important or your
The house is important.
Kira your kira tengah mencari kerja lain to survive is more important.
Right.
Which is a good thing that actually happened before they kahwin lah. So to test the character of each other.
Correct.
And also to test kira macam okay, that hantaran tu kira macam mana.
What are you going to do with it in the end?
Correct.
Pasal in terms of wedding in itself, we have to face the facts. It's just a ceremony that is going to be at most pun paling lama I pernah nampak was 3 hari lah. 3 hari ni wedding. Nikah, kahwin kahwin husband side, lepas tu wife side. So 3 hari.
Tu kalau Hanan naik dah
Belum
lain.
lagi.
Hanan.
Aku suruh buat 7 hari 7 malam.
Aduh, mungkin anak datuk kot.
But then back then when you were getting married, do you all have hantaran?
I did.
Ada?
Yes, ada.
Oh, Era tak ada?
Tak ada.
Oh, Liza ada? Lia pun ada?
Ada.
Oh, then what happened to the hantaran?
It's part of the wedding punya preparation as well lah.
Okay.
Yeah, so because for me I tak boleh tahan panas, so I prefer a venue that have air condition lah.
Right,
So I don't want to avoid that kind because really I cannot take it. So that's why
Putri Lilin.
tak, pasal by the time because you know, during your wedding you have to wear that kind of material you see, so it's more comfortable to have it in those ballrooms.
Yes. We that was one of our factors as well.
Oh, is it?
I punya orang, I tak boleh.
Especially now the weather is very different from what it was years ago.
But not allowed to do under the void deck anymore, right?
Boleh.
Boleh.
Bawah blok rumah aku a few days ago bikin.
Depends.
Tapi best.
Depends on the
Pasal
block.
aku tengok diorang gotong royong bawah blok.
But
Depends on the block.
BTOs nowadays
BTO
are
tak
so
boleh.
small.
Tak,
multi-purpose hall lah.
Multi-purpose hall lah.
I'm talking about the bawah block, the traditional
Yeah.
kind
The older
of
blocks
bawah
boleh.
block.
Wall segala.
Dah tak ada
The older blocks boleh.
Oh, still can.
The older blocks still have.
Cool.
Yeah, macam Amokyo and all that. Masih ada.
Dah lama tak nampak.
Those yang 30 and above punya housing.
Yeah.
Siapa nak cakap pasal hantaran ni pun takut-takutnya apa? Kalau kita macam laki-laki nak kahwin, boleh cik, boleh. Tapi belakang dia, sorry hutang. Nanti kan, it will come back to you, no?
Betul lah.
You
Probably dia might say kau dulu yang cakap nak ni, sekarang
nanti
rasakan
cerita
balik
jadi, cerita jadi okay lah. I mean dalam perkahwinan mesti ada gaduh apa. Definitely. Nanti yang tak sedap ni menjadi ungkitan. Aku bayar mama, kau tak tahu masak gini.
Gitu.
That's why that's why kalau boleh tu lah, I mean personally my advice would be jangan letak harga kepada anak sendiri. Pasal kita punya anak ni semua priceless apa. Kita dah kasih masa, kasih kita punya blood sweat tears untuk membesarkan anak kita. Habis just to let's say kita letak kita punya daughters, kita letak harga gini. Lepas tu nanti lelaki put value and then you see anak you punya anak berapa puluh ribu je. This is your worth.
Ni apa ni? Ingat
kan?
daging dekat pasar ke?
So,
Kalau ada diploma lain, kalau ada degree lain,
daging.
masters, PhD dah lain.
Yeah, so,
But do you all question your parents as to why they ask for hantaran?
do you?
Okay, for me, I come from a family culture where I don't question my mom. And it's something, I mean, at my age lah, I kira I kahwin lambat lah. So at my age memang all my cousins semua dah kahwin, semua dah ada hantaran. To expect her not to ask for hantaran is memang out of the question. But thankfully my mum was reasonable enough. Dia tak letak harga. So she asked the family, what are you comfortable with? And that money was used for the wedding.
To be towards men.
Yeah, berapa yang you mampu.
More relevant.
Yeah.
I feel lah.
I think in a way also I would feel that when we ask them berapa you mampu sebagai hantaran as a gift ke apa, then maybe that would give the guy more motivation to save towards that amount that you yourself state. Kalau let's say you janji, you tepati amount dia to be 10,000 for example so you are willing to give 10,000 kan. Tapi kalau you sendiri tak boleh tepati janji you, then mungkin ada kekurangan. Then maybe you nak bargain ke tu you punya masalah.
Bargain
Bargain. Cik, sorry cik, 10,000 banyak sangat, 8,000 boleh kita.
Tapi fikir-fikir balik kita taruh lah in terms of hantaran because I think this is more towards the men. Okay, unless I don't know lah, some people they willing to half-half.
Okay. For the hantaran.
Yes. I mean belakang lah.
Belakang cerita lah.
Ada table lah.
The couple punya arrangement.
So,
Tapi mak bapak tak tahu.
mak bapak tak tahu. So okay, kita taruh lah in maths lah gaji 3,000. Okay, potong CPF bawa balik berapa?
2007, 2006
Itulah.
Okay. Then after that fikir duit makan, duit saving, duit nak bayar barang.
Barang wedding lagi.
How long will you take to save?
Yes. That's the biggest amount. I say you nak. That's where the.
So you are prolonging the haram period.
In a way,
Gitu.
But if you want to get married, I think you should save up lah.
Yeah.
Save up. Importantly to save up and have enough.
Yeah.
Then you get married. Rather than it be a burden and then you be in debt.
Yeah.
That's something that
You
all of us do not want.
Yeah, we best to start a new life as a couple without any baggages lah.
Yeah.
Because some parents they measure hantaran by the capability of the
daughter.
man
The man, okay.
taking care of the daughter. That means kalau kau tak boleh save up, kau tak boleh jaga anakku.
Okay.
Some people are like that. But for me it's okay. That is half correct.
Okay.
But then takut jadi apa tu? Jadi satu burden lah. Macam kau belum serumah dengan dia, so kau tak nampak real character dia.
Yeah. And money is just a factor of the whole marriage, the whole relationship. Because doesn't mean kau ada banyak duit, kau bukan seorang suami yang sejati ataupun yang baik,
Yes.
So to purely put him on the
down
because of monetary, then mana tahu if he cannot, let's say lah he's not really earning much, tapi dia seorang suami yang the potential suami yang baik. Mungkin dia pandai jaga isteri, dia pandai buat segala-galanya, tapi pasal duit yang dia letak terlalu tinggi pada lelaki tu, dia tak boleh kahwin. So yang rugi siapa? Yang rugi anak perempuan tu, bukan yang lelaki tu. Lelaki tu mungkin the next person jumpa, tak payah hantar $0 pun lelaki tu. Jodoh.
You are only looking at him. You don't know what are his responsibilities kat belakang. Maybe he's taking care of his parents, taking care of his grandparents. All that plays a factor.
Yeah, a lot of factors.
So moral of the story is, dengarlah hati-hati lelaki di luar. I mean, of course, it is always a topic that is going to be in discussion for every family yang akan berkahwin ataupun mempunyai in-laws in future lah, because it's a tradition that's been going on for the past 30, 40, even maybe up to 50 years. So I guess I guess that's one of the reasons why we are talking about it right now. Pasal the changes in kita punya generation is there. People are more aware of what is the current situations in terms of in Singapore especially, elderly parents, double household income, working, all these kind of factors are changing as compared to from now and back then. So kita tak boleh letak the same blanket hantaran from back then until now.
Correct. So yang compulsory is actually mas kahwin kan.
Yeah.
Hantaran tu thousands lah we put it this way. Itu I won't judge lah. Tapi kalau mas kahwin kau tak boleh kasih, itu macam
itu wajib. Kalau yang wajib tak boleh tentukan, apa lagi yang sunnah. Gitu. I mean kalau I were to remember back then, even some celebrities yang besar-besar pun tak ada hantaran, dia cuma ada mas kahwin.
Mas kahwin. Maksudnya mas kahwin sekarang berapa?
Mas kahwin actually sebentuk cincin pun boleh, as long as
No, but there's a price, right?
100, right?
100 kan? 100.
100.
Okay lah, put it this way. Kalau 100 tu tak boleh provide pun ada sikit.
InsyaAllah
Jugalah kan.
So
Tapi
kena look back at kita punya capabilities.
Correct.
Mampu. That's also the reason why kita pun bila nak kahwin tu kita kena tengok dua pihak yang nak kahwin tu bersedia dalam segi kematangan, dalam segi kewangan. Fuad dah boleh jadi Tok Kadi.
Dia dah ada ciri-ciri asatizah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
But I feel also when we were preparing to get married, I honestly sendiri, I pun nak tengok dia boleh ke tidak to save up. Just because that is me lah. Memang I think ni masing-masing lah.
I mean between the two of us in terms of financial literacy and apa nama dia, savvy. She's the one.
But how long you take to save your hantaran?
Surprisingly less than about 1 year.
One and a half.
Yeah. And I started bila I tunang dengan dia tu, I baru start kerja baru. And I had zero savings. So I
Dia
really
macam I think he at that point of time he didn't have any example or dia ingat benda tu is not attainable. But me having the macam dah biasa saving kan, so I literally like Excel spreadsheet and I break it down for him and say, see, it's attainable. So I think he needed
Sampai ada expectation
sampai we talk about this one episode, orang minta tahu spreadsheet tu.
So it
And
it acts as a motivation for you to save up and to kahwin lah.
Correct.
Right? There's a goal for you.
Yes.
Bila when I first saw the amount that I needed to save per month, I was like, ni tinggi sih.
Ya, memang tengok that number is very intimidating lah.
Kira makan luar pun kena sekat lah that time.
Bawa bekal.
But you see,
Okay.
this is a positive effect of hantaran because it makes them grow closer.
Yes.
But there's also the negative effects lah, where it's too high and then they cannot save, then the couples fight.
Dah
So
bagi masalah.
it's that's why it's very hard to say whether you believe in it or not. It depends on a lot of factors.
Depends on the niat also lah behind. Kalau let's say nak ketuk hantaran, lepas tu nak huri-huri, then mungkin dia punya apa, bila kita doa for something good, then it will be supported lah kan, insyaAllah lah. So
I think the intention is the most important lah.
intention, yes, nawaitu tu penting lah. So itu dia punya segi-segi hantaran. There will never be a definite answer lah.
Betul.
But I'm lucky.
Tapi I very curious. Tadi Era cakap dia tak ada hantaran. So how macam mana last time? Mas kahwin
tukar
je.
barang.
Nice. Is based on your parents punya permintaan ke? Yourself?
Yes.
Your parents?
Alhamdulillah kakak.
Alhamdulillah.
No perlu lebih tahu.
Yeah, see this is another example
Another
of
good example.
how you don't need hantaran.
So kalau orang yang mendengar tengah cari example of tak payah hantaran, boleh contact Sri Kandi Associates. Anak yang agent tak ada hantaran tu.
You label this.
I mean,
Lepas tu duit hantaran beli property.
macam gitu. Aduh, you tarik punya headphone.
Oh, sorry.
Tarik ini.
And I think now nowadays adik-adik kita kan, dorang nak wedding yang grand-grand lah. Kan?
Uish, mahal.
Ikut kemampuan.
Ikut kemampuan.
kan?
Yes.
Ikut kemampuan.
Pasal kalau you nak grand wedding tapi you punya gaji tak seberapa, jauhkanlah. Pasal we don't want to. I think of course I think we shared a story about someone yang took loan for the wedding kan.
Dah max out the credit card, right?
Just for the sake of wedding. Satu hari je kot. Credit card tu boleh bayar untuk sofa, katil, renovation,
But
TV.
sometimes all this is also face value. So
Yes,
that's something, a lot of, people out there are facing lah. They just don't want to say it. So I think it's something that they all have to start talking about it and discuss.
Very taboo lah benda macam ni kan.
Yeah.
Hantaran tu orang dish out in frame kan. Kadang-kadang taruh duit, kadang-kadang taruh cek,
Kerana check dia blank check.
bank cek.
Tak cash in punya.
Tapi tak tahulah, untuk wang hantaran it's like benda-benda kecil pun boleh jadi hal tau. Macam hantaran kecil pun hal,
Hantaran besar pun
because I kenal ada satu kenalan ni, hantaran dia 20,000.
Oh.
Really. Okay,
Masya-Allah.
the wife is a lawyer,
Okay.
the husband is a judge.
Oh wow. Masya-Allah.
Okay lah.
Mampu lah dalam kemampuan orang
Itu
lah.
pun dekat Instagram makcik tanya tingginya hantarannya.
Jadi kecoh.
People will
Because
stop.
makcik tak tahu nama siapa. You
Right, no
know?
wrong.
I know lah. So the thing is macam
Susah
jadi menjadi masalah tau. Besar pun salah, kecil pun salah,
Tak ada
tak
pun
ada
salah.
pun salah. Jadi macam tak apalah. The answer is ikut suka aku lah.
Lagipun opinion-opinion makcik-makcik ni banyak juga kan kadang-kadang.
Yes.
Kita tak boleh, I mean kita bukan nak, we are not there to please other people.
Correct.
Kita even though kita ada majlis pun is kita untuk sedekahkan makanan dan minta doa-doa mereka yang datang kepada majlis tu.
Betul.
But apart from that kita bukannya untuk tunjuk riak ke apa. Pasal tak bagus kan tunjuk riak kan. So I mean of course the idea is we always want to do something that pleases our partners and of course our Almighty. So the best is kita jangan we can never lah please anybody in the world.
Yeah, exactly. And if you try to, go ahead and please everybody, and then in the end you incur so many loans, nanti in future you juga yang suffer.
Yeah.
Nak ambil HDB loan pun nanti susah.
Correct.
Because you have all these loans still accumulating.
Betul. Really majlis tu just one day je.
Yeah.
Your marriage is a lifetime.
Correct.
So might as well invest in assets macam rumah atau renovation atau furniture.
Pasal kalau let's say lah you ambil loan banyak-banyak ni 30-40 ribu kan. Lepas tu you spend for that one day, yang 1,000 orang datang tu takkan tolong bayarkan loan kau.
Orang cakap apa kasi beli salam pun tak cover.
Salam
Betul. Nowadays saja tak boleh cover.
Tak boleh cover. Dia okay lah sensitif sikit lah. Pasal ada orang bangsa dia nak keluar nak cover. But in our context Melayu it's a bit hard lah as compared to others lah.
Correct.
I tak nak mention lah.
Ya, pasal ada yang dorang letak minimum amount kan.
Ya gitu, tulis nama kau.
Yes.
Tulis.
Different culture lah kan.
Correct.
Kalau dia kena tulis nama, tulis amount that you donate or ada you kasih duit salam dia, then they will see first. That's their another culture punya
Correct,
practice.
another culture lah.
Jadi kita is terima kasih simpan dalam box. Kita balik pengantin kirakan. Mungkin dia cover rental tempat aja kot.
Yelah, pasal kita ada istilah ikhlas kan.
Yeah, correct. This is where
And we want to invite people to makan and just celebrate the occasion, not asking for money.
correct. This is not a paid event lah kan, bukan konsert kot. Nak konsert pergi tengok konsert betul-betul Datuk Siti ke apa kan. That's the reason why we have a majlis lah. Bukan untuk konsert, tapi untuk celebrate. Yeah.
But I think okay, so because we were talking about how youngsters nowadays, right? So honestly, to be honest, when we were planning our wedding, because I'm a girl, right? It's like every girl's dream to get married and like have the dream wedding, kan? So I understand. I pun pernah rasa benda tu. I'm sure you all also pernah rasakan. Nak jadi permaisuri for a day, raja sehari, and it's a once in a lifetime thing. You get married and you have all this macam fantasy and like ideas that you want to have in your wedding and all, right? Tapi I think really we have to think of your, first and foremost, your kemampuan lah.
Your financial health lah.
Yeah, because I think when we were choosing vendors kan, I ada at that one point of time, I mati-mati nak this vendor tau. Tapi it's like a little bit above my budget.
Bukan lebih lah, a lot lah.
Stress lah tau.
And then yang tu dah stress tau. But then I'm like, but they have the what is it called?
Theme.
Pelamin punya decorations yang I nak, macam that dream wedding punya kind. But then I took a few weeks fikir. Then I'm like, actually,
lagi-lagi COVID kan.
COVID really helped me lah.
COVID is the best time to save money.
Yeah, we married just nice was the 100 pax per session.
Yeah,
Which is
2020. November 2020. Yeah.
November
Just nice lah. Alhamdulillah.
Bajet juga kalau gitu.
Yeah.
Macam you have to
cut
Scale
a lot
down.
actually.
Yeah.
For
But so
1,000
you get to invite all the close ones, the important ones.
Itu pun masalah juga.
tu masalah juga. Siapa nak pilih?
Who
gets
makes the
the
top
cut?
10 gitu. Who makes the cut?
Masalah.
Dia kena ballot gitu.
So to make it even, okay, parents dapat this amount and then kita dapat this amount and then So siapa yang nak invite lah. Yang tak boleh dapat, yang tak boleh datang, minta maaf pasal COVID bla bla bla.
But I think people cannot say anything lah, because bukan kita yang tak invite kan, government
Government kan.
So macam
Sikit.
So yeah, COVID saved me and saved us a lot of money. So sekarang I macam bersyukur lah. Kalau lah yang ambil vendor tu habis duit kita.
Kan. Mungkin tak ada rumah kot. Kita lupa nak off lampu lah.
Tak apa lah.
Tak apa. Tak apa. Mesti boleh.
Okay.
Si cantik. Okay.
Okay.
So I mean that's the part of hantaran lah. Pasal I think in terms of that dream wedding pun I think in terms of COVID COVID kind of change the whole wedding punya narrative tau. Sekarang dah jarang kita nampak 1,000 packs. Yang ada pun is the
It changed the world.
Yeah, it changed the whole. Yeah,
So COVID is a blessing
in a way lah. I mean kita doakan yang dah pergi pasal COVID tu memang malang je lah. Tapi of course ada dia punya good effects jugalah.
We go back to basics.
Yeah. Kalau tak work from home. Kan?
Oh yelah.
Betul lah.
Kan? There wasn't such thing as work from home back then. Sekarang dah senang-senang work from home. And Zoom is senang jugalah.
Yes.
Tak boleh keluar Zoom.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. Betul. Pasal with that also in mind, wedding tak payah nak grand sangat. Nak grand ikut kemampuan. Pasal so the idea is you save from when you first have your income. Tak payah nak tunggu, tak payah nak ada mindset I'm going to kahwin next year baru nak start save. Dah dapat duit tu, dapat
start
first gaji,
kerja tu, you start your
habit of saving. Pasal you never know what this amount of money can do for you in the future, whether be it for kahwin or beli rumah. Pasal we never know how the property market is in the future.
You know how my mother teach me how to save money?
How?
Dia cakap dengan I kan, you should start saving, because that time I dah start kerja, that my first job. And then I remember very clearly because it was quite shocking for me. And she said, you at least nak kena ada 2,000 in your bank account. Die must have 2,000.
Minimum amount nak kira kan?
Minimum amount.
Okay.
By when?
By you dah save. Dah ada 2,000 tu maintain. Jangan
Like within a month ke, within a year ke apa?
Dia tak kasih timeline lah. Tapi bila dah start kerja tu, dia cakap must have 2,000.
Macam
you work
fixed D
your
gitu
way.
lah, that dulu.
I cannot go under. You know why?
Why?
Because dia cakap that is the amount of money that is needed for your burial.
Tu uruskan jenazah.
So my mom is the kind of woman that doesn't like to burden others. So she teaches that to her daughters as well. So I dengar I macam, untuk urus jenazah.
Baru start kerja kot. But I mean it's a good practice lah in a way kan.
So it's so shocking that I still remember until now, and I still practice it lah.
Alhamdulillah.
But I think sekarang dia punya rate dah naik kot. Dah tak 2,000, I think more. So always must have
But that's
3,000.
the first time I hear. I mean, it's a rare topic to talk
Kan,
about.
to
But I
prepare
mean, we
for
have
that.
to prepare also.
I mean
I got friend yang dah beli tau.
the booking
Tak dia beli, dia simpan dalam store. Kain.
Kain.
Oh, that one I heard before. Kain, kafan now.
kan
Dia
that one
simpan
also
dalam store.
to remind yourself that
Macam
Just
I
be
berbual
prepared.
dengan dia, I mean this was my friend from many years ago lah.
Okay.
Dia dah siap beli, taruh dalam store. Kalau apa-apa senang.
Allah.
wow. I mean
Tiba-tiba jadi macam tak lah, savings. That's why I remember until now.
I mean it's good practice lah. I mean 2,000, kalau boleh simpan sampai 2,000, then maybe the next step is what else you want to save for.
For your rainy days.
Definitely. Yeah, so we're going to move on to next topic pasal I think we talk about marriage kan, about hantaran kan. So the next topic that kita akan touch on definitely is the what happens after kita kahwin.
Apa tu?
Lepas kita kahwin ni kan,
tunjuk.
we are married to kita punya partner
Punya
as well
family.
as partner kita punya family.
That's right.
So kita pernah nampak stories and also comments or DM yang what if dapat apa they call it monster in-law. That's the term that was given lah, monster in-law. Macam mana aku nak talk to my in-law, she's certain gini. So alhamdulillah I punya in-law ni baik. Alhamdulillah.
My in-law pun baik.
Alhamdulillah. So but ada group of them yang pernah DM kita yang kata yang they are having dilemma of how they want to address this kind of issues. Whether my in-law kata kena for example the one that I can remember is my in-law minta this amount of hantaran lagi. Then my in-law kata tak payah nak move out, you stay with us, tapi rumah tak boleh inhabitable, for example.
Tak boleh sesuaikan diri.
So
there's certain rules that you have to follow because that's their house.
So maybe because we have 4 married ladies here, so kita boleh tanya apakah pandangan mereka tentang isu-isu tentang in-laws ni. Ada
Yeah. Cerita.
Ada cerita nak share. Mungkin not your story, maybe member punya story ke.
Okay, for example yang
Speaking on behalf of a friend.
Yes.
The elusive friend.
okay, some people might have diorang kena tinggal dengan in-laws. That one no choice lah. Sometimes they kahwin too early, then they don't have enough funds to buy a house. So
Yes.
early years they have to stay with in-laws. Kadang-kadang anak sampai dah 5 tahun, but
baru dapat rumah.
Exactly. So
Okay.
sometimes those the lady that stay with their, for example, they stay with the man parents, she also will feel comfortable because it's not her own parents.
Yeah, correct.
So that kind of thing also will cause tension lah. I mean there are cases like that lah, which boleh cerai-berai juga. Even dah anak dah 2 ke dah 3 pun,
because
it happens.
of the involvement of the
third
punya
party gitu. Yeah,
Dia-
that's
dia-
why I heard lah.
Not necessarily third party of ini tahu apa
As in
perempuan
extramarital
ketiga.
affair,
But,
correct. It's
in-laws pun considered lah
conflict
person
within themselves lah.
yang pasal
Opposite. So the lady don't have a say, that kind of thing. So macam lelaki tu kena ikut dengar cakap mak juga. Macam serba salah.
dah
You see.
bawa bumbung mak kot.
Correct.
Kan?
Sometimes as the son macam they are in a dilemma. You know, like you have to jaga hati mak, jaga hati isteri. So it's like he have to know where he stand, who he have to prioritize.
At the point in time bila kat rumah tu lah.
Correct. Tak
Probably
kecilkan
some
hati.
might be thinking they nak rent a small house ke apa ke, maybe 1 room 1 hall ke. I mean we won't know lah, but depends on their capability, affordability, you see. Yes.
Tapi I feel like I dengar more cerita about lelaki lebih, is it true lelaki lebih senang? Like you can live at my mom's house, you can live at your house, and you tak kisah.
For me personally, I tak kisah lah pasal I comfortable with everybody lah kan.
Is it just depending on the character
I
of
would
the guy?
say because I know a very close friend of mine, the wife stays with her in-law, so kirakan the husband punya mak, and they are like best friends. And that very close,
Masing-masing
so kirakan she will go jalan-jalan with the mother-in-law, then the mother-in-law tolong jaga anak dia bila dia pergi kerja. So that kind of relationship I would say is a blessing lah. Pasal susah nak jumpa yang mother-in-law dengan daughter-in-law mungkin gam-gam pergi shopping macam best friend lah. Kalau dapat tu alhamdulillah kan.
Blessing lah.
It depends. Depends on
So
rezeki.
definitely also I would say if I were to be, I mean I stayed with your mom for about 8 months or so.
Around
There about a year lah. And I feel comfortable in a sense where of course because your mum treats me well, treats me right, and balik kerja kan ada makan siapkan, that kind of thing. Kadang tengah diet pun jangan makan yang mama dah masak, makan.
Yes,
So I mean of course these kind of stories are the positive examples lah. But there are always we've seen the negative ones on social media where the mother-in-law ke father-in-law ke is not really treating the daughter or son-in-laws well. Maybe ada yang sengaja just to, I don't know whether dia sengaja ke ataupun dalam karakter diorang tak boleh gam dengan dia punya in-law. I don't know. But what would you feel if you were to have in-laws in future? Hypothetical question. You have to have in-laws in future, son-in-law ke daughter-in-laws in future. What is probably the reason why there is this label of monster-in-law? Character
Difference
between the son punya the mother and the in-law lah.
Not necessarily. Actually, if let's say like your scenario, your friend staying with his parents and the wife and the mother gets along, so that is the ideal situation. But in the event that the wife and the mother doesn't get along, he is stuck in between. So it may seem to us that it's hard for the daughter-in-law, but it's just as hard for him.
to
Because
handle the both of them.
In any conflict, he can never win. You understand? He's always losing, either to the on the mother side or on the wife side. Right?
Actually, put it this way, you cannot have two queens in the house.
Yeah.
That's true.
There's the I've heard of that saying also, two queens in the house. Yeah, because the idea is, I think one of the interviews that we had with a couple, so they said the same thing. Cannot have two queens in the house. Tapi kalau two kings, tak ada orang kata apa. Me and your father pun, kita pun,
My father is dia tak banyak berbual. Dia macam
Generally, I think the men are a bit mild as compared to women who sometimes can be vocal. Macam nak cakap I've heard horrendous stories
ada boleh share ke apa?
Macam okay lah, I mean it doesn't happen to me.
Okay.
But the thing is, I heard macam you stay, then you give birth dekat that house, as in like ada anak kat situ.
Okay.
So the in-laws start to make decisions for the child.
Okay.
Macam ada dua mak gitu lah kira.
Okay, kan,
even dorang akan panggil nenek dorang macam mak juga.
Okay.
Macam
kan?
yang okay, kira macam kita tak nak, let's say kita as a mother, the mother. Kadang-kadang budak-budak ni kadang-kadang orang pandai tau. Kita akan disiplin anak kita at the certain, tapi the nenek will, kau janganlah marah-marah dia. you know, jadi jadi budak, jadi macam okay, I'm teaching my children, and I got one, yelah grandparents sayang lah because diorang punya darah pun dah tone down apa as compared to us yang lagi muda.
Betul.
So nanti jadi macam budak ni tahu dia nak lari kat siapa kalau kita disiplin dia.
Right.
Then the issue will start. Macam let's say okay, aku tak kasih makan coklat, tapi nanti orang tu kesian kau tak kasih makan coklat, kasihlah dia rasa sikit. Kenapa benda macam itu boleh gaduh tau?
Pasal difference in upbringing lah.
Macam benda macam itu macam banyak kat Facebook lah
Yeah.
Walaupun dia tak cakap direct lah tapi kalau dia dah start dia punya share tu kan.
Boleh tengok lah dia
tahu macam okay, my child is my child, nobody has the say in it, you know. But how to not have the say when you are staying in the same house?
Correct. Let's say because dia punya mak dia ada cara dia bring up dia punya anak. Lepas tu bila anak dia dah ada anak sendiri, mak dia pula nak masuk campur. Tapi yang the first time mother ni tengah belajar juga. Tapi I want to raise my child in a certain manner. Tapi ada orang lain nak kasih telling me that cara I untuk membesarkan anak ni salah.
Betul. The paling typical I dengar is orang dululah aku buat gini anak aku besar juga.
But doesn't mean your way is right.
Zaman dah lain.
Dia macam gitu. Jadi there's a lot, jangan cakap salah anak pasal kadang masak. You know, kadang-kadang kita budak-budak muda, we call it muda lah kita kerja, kita nak rest.
Yes.
But some mother-in-law macam kenapa pukul 8 bini kau tak bangun ni? Anak kau menangis berak, siapa nak pergi
Dan dia punya lifestyle dia lain lah. Pasal I think definitely the generation punya differences pun plays a part juga.
Correct.
Macam dulu-dulu selalunya kebanyakan mak tak kerja.
Now
Sekarang
dual
pula
income.
now mostly I think 3/4 of the Singapore household is dual income household.
Correct.
Kan? So then that boils down to the question, habis kenapa anak kau tak boleh buat kan? Kenapa aku yang kena buat kan? That kind of thing. Kenapa why must it be the mother seorang yang buat? Kenapa husband ni tak boleh tolong?
Tapi yang tadi I cerita, it doesn't happen to me.
Alhamdulillah.
Very nice.
Alhamdulillah.
Disclaimer, very nice.
Disclaimer,
Disclaimer. But this is what I hear from people lah. You know, so I think the best is actually not to stay together lah. Kalau you tanya, okay, maybe dekat-dekat, maybe blok sebelah, whatever, okay lah, fine lah.
So long not the same house.
Not under the same roof lah.
But you know, I have a friend who's not staying together with the in-laws. The daughter-in-law and mother-in-law gets along very well. Tapi it's the father-in-law that is the problem. Father-in-law rasa it's my son. So I have the right. Nama anak pun dia nak control. Nak pergi sekolah mana dia nak control, you know.
Interesting.
How then do they handle this kind of situation?
Grandpa.
I think the husband has to be tough lah. He must know how to handle his own
I mean, to
father.
me, the grandparents already had their time of bringing up their kids, so I think they should give a chance to the parents to learn how to, bring up their own kids instead. Yeah.
But what do you all think about, like, okay, for example, that exact scenario, right? Maybe is because these grandparents dia tak dapat bagi to the own child. So sekarang dia dah ada kemampuan ke apa ke, he nak luahkan all to the
Dia
grandson.
kan macam nak atone for his mistakes.
Maybe
with the
daripada
grandchild.
dulu, maybe lah, this is what I feel. Daripada dulu, he got the say. Then he got the say.
Dia
So,
biar kebiasaan.
correct. So, tiba-tiba macam ada satu, let's say lah, kahwin dengan satu daughter-in-law. Sekali daughter-in-law pun sama karakter macam dia, habis.
Dah,
Habis,
api dengan api lah. Right. I mean,
correct.
also I did see a video, I think from Malaysia punya advertisement raya lah kan. Dia kan bapak budak ni jatuhkan barang pecah. Bapak dia marah. Lepas tu yang bapak dia punya bapak pula, janganlah marah-marah gini.
Biasa gitu.
Pasal grandparents will tend to manjakan kan. So that's what every grandparents will say.
Yeah.
Cucu manja. So what can we say?
Correct. So the following of that story was the son yang the bapak baru tu, dia kata kalau dulu bapak tak marah, I won't become like this. Kan dia blame bapak dia for how he turned out to be seorang baran and things like that. Then the atuk pula kata, pasal sekarang I want to make up for my sins. Then bila at the point I baca tu macam okay, mungkin lah segolongan dia macam gitulah. Mungkin dia nak atone for his mistakes by through the grandchild, but that's not everybody lah. Mungkin kalau ada dapat rahmat untuk memperbaiki cara-cara dia, okay, insyaAllah, alhamdulillah. Tapi kalau ada yang just macam like what Era mentioned also, kalau dah biasa asyik nak authoritative all the way, then susah lah. Itu cabaran seorang suami isteri untuk menghadapi bila dalam masa perkahwinan mereka.
Nak melawan pun, orang kata tu kita kahwin dengan our in-laws, yalah, apa-apa berjadi pun dia tetap diconsider mak bapak kita kat akhirat. So macam mana nak cakap kita doa je lah.
Also we have to respect. But there's a certain line that they cannot cross as well. They have to understand where we are coming from, why we are doing such thing. And at the same time, it's vice versa. We also must understand why they do it towards our grandchildren. I mean, towards our children.
Tapi they all more sensitive.
Dah tua kan.
Tak nak cakap je.
Dia macam gini tau. Waktu time parents tu membesarkan kita, dia akan marah kita like nobody marah lah.
Marah.
Tapi tiba-tiba bila dia dah ada cucu, dia punya tonation tu different. So kadang-kadang I joke around lah, right, with my mother-in-law. My husband pun sama. Macam my mother-in-law is very mild dengan dia punya grandchildren. Okay. So nanti my husband akan kacau, kenapa ibu dulu dengan Ijam tak macam gini? Mana ada, dulu aku sama dengan kau, sama, aku tak marah. Yelah. The tonation is different. I guess they are more mild lah.
Ya, dia dah macam dah didik anak sendiri, sekarang dia nak manja-manjakan cucu dia pula.
I think the main concern staying together, one is I realise is children punya upbringing. Okay. But secondly, it's all about the character itself. Macam entahlah. I feel if you don't ask me, I would rather not stay together lah. Orang kata tu to avoid more conflict.
Yes.
Bukan nak kata kita lari daripada mereka. It's just more of I mean, of course dalam segi nafkah pun sebagai seorang suami kita kena beri bumbung atas isteri.
Betul.
So kita boleh pakai tu excuse lah sikit.
It also teach them how to live independently lah, and not relying on your parents all the way.
Correct.
I mean, kalau mana yang pasal I know in terms of Singapore punya konteks lah, kalau let's say diorang yang apply BTO kena tunggu bertahun-tahun, kadang-kadang tak dapat. So of course kalau ada alternatif is untuk ada bumbung sendiri is kontak Sri Kandi lah. I mean of course the idea is we ourselves when sebelum kita kahwin pun, for me I didn't have any issues of living with her parents of her living with my parents. We didn't have that issue or that resistance. So, but then at the point in time dia tak nak rumah sendiri. That point in time lah.
My thinking was kasih top up CPF banyak lagi. So nanti dah ada banyak, nanti boleh dapat rumah yang lebih besar. Maybe I don't know. That was my thinking that time.
Lagipun bila kita kahwin tu, because kita tunang 6 bulan and 1.5 years later kahwin. So kalau kita apply BTO lagi, apa nama dia? Usually it was, because that time COVID kan. So it was about 5-6 years punya. Yeah, so kita macam that's out of the picture lah. Pasal by 5-6 years I probably dah 30 lebih. Yeah, so we're like, okay, you know what? There's after a few months of getting married, living under the roof of my in-laws, we thought, maybe we should seek advice whether or not we can afford a house. So
I
we
think that
were
was
surprised.
one of my main concern also, if I can afford or not. I think that fear really helped me back to explore, even explore the options.
It's good to consult, you know, because I do have buyers yang they saw the news lah, house are expensive, how expensive. So sekarang memang true, rumah mahal. But their affordability, if you don't talk, you won't know whether you can afford it. Right? For all you know, I've got one who came, I think we cannot buy a house.
Dia cuma just berbual je.
I kira, who said? Who said? Cakap boleh, betul ke? Cakap boleh.
But dual income that couple.
Dual income.
Dual income lah. Tapi it doesn't mean you buy a house you must have dual income. Correct. Kadang-kadang if one income is strong. It's doable lah.
Right.
Because nowadays also ada 3 grants.
Right.
Okay, ada 3 grants. Ada
EHG.
Family, EHG, PHG.
Parental.
Parent yang within 4 kilometer is 20,000. Yang family grant is 80,000 for 4 room.
4 room.
4 room and below.
Right.
And EHG is depend on your salary lah.
Right.
So the thing is apa tu, with grants all is enough. I mean I got one buyer who really the wife doesn't work. He can afford 4 room.
Alhamdulillah.
This is what he can afford.
Don't know until we ask.
Yeah, there's also a bit of misconception amongst these younger buyers that if you don't have CPF, don't have a lot of money. Don't have a lot of money in CPF, you cannot buy a house.
That was what we had lah kan. Pasal
Same idea.
I punya gaji dulu kejeput.
The thing is, jangan takut. If you have any questions, do consult us.
Yes.
Because I mean, it's not about we know you come to us when you are ready. Kira macam you got any questions or what, you feel free lah, text kita ke, call kita terus ke, you know. So
We can help you to get ready actually.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, they can advise you, then you would know
what is the next step. Right. Pasal kalau let's say you plan to get a house, maybe in 2 years time lah. It's okay to still contact you guys sekarang. Then at least you will know what is necessary. You need to change a job ke, you need to if you want a certain housing type of life, whether you need to
fork out some cash, 5% cash ke.
Then you can really prepare. Pasal I think you can start now. Kalau let's say you dah nak kahwin pun, let's say you getting married in the next 6 months pun, then you can see, kali tiba-tiba macam mana tahu boleh dapat rumah by nikah, next day masuk rumah. Boleh juga kan.
You need to plan your finances also.
Correct,
nak kena fikir wedding, betul nak kena fikir ni, fikir tu. So
wedding, option, exercise fee,
lagi
apa lagi?
Cash.
Kalau kena ada COV, berapa, submission, valuation fee, tu semua.
betul.
The dollars and cents lah. Yang kita jarang kita berbual.
Yes, it's better to know now.
Yes.
Lagipun yang sedang saving untuk berkahwin ni, kebanyakan kita punya listeners getting married in time to come. So continue your savings, saving habits. Mana tahu this can help you in terms of, might never know, you can even afford a condo. You never know, insyaAllah. Kalau rezeki, if your healthy financial status, then boleh. Because I had a friend who was working, they didn't expect they could actually afford a landed property. One of my friends, and both of them are like government workers back then. But because they've been working, they were like, let's just get a 4 room lah, gini. Then after that, their agent back then lah, bukan unfortunately I belum jumpa Sri Kandi back then lah. But he did the calculation and he could actually afford a landed property. So you never know, kalau let's say you've been working and then you want to get a house, you go and check with our ladies from Sri Kandi Associates, because they are experts in the field. They can always advise you what is best for your next step in terms of your property journey.
Betul. You can contact them at 8788-3559.
8788-3559. Jangan lupa follow them di Instagram juga, at srikandi.associates. Betul tak? Kan? So I would love to see all of you go and give them a follow, and then also say that you have come from this episode. Yeah. Tersasul. Yeah, of course. Once again, dah tersasul kan, dah stuck. So thank you once again to the 4 ladies here for being here and for sharing your opinions on all the hot topics yang kita ada lah.
Mertuers.
So kalau korang yang listeners kita ada questions for our ladies, preferably the property questions lah. Kalau let's say you guys nak tanya in depth ke apa-apa pasal perkahwinan, because they have experience kan, we can always contact them also. Kalau malu, diam kita pass you guys tu punya ni lah. InsyaAllah. So okay lah, with that, thank you. Apa? Dah. I thought I heard something. Oh my god. Okay lah, so once again, don't forget to follow them on Instagram and contact them for your property matters.
Betul, Sri Kandi.
Jangan tak jadi. With that, let's wrap it up. We've come to the end of another episode of Outside In.
If you like what you hear, please follow us on all our socials at TikTok, Instagram, Spotify and YouTube.
So that share it with all of your friends and your family members so they can also benefit from this sharing, insyaAllah.
InsyaAllah.
Till next time, Assalamualaikum.
Salam.